You keep saying you don't have time, but your days don't fail because of minutes. They fail because your energy leaks. Fix the energy, and the hours you already own start producing. Here's the reframe. Time is an inventory you cannot expand. Energy is the electricity that lets the inventory do work. A packed calendar running on low voltage yields little. A modest calendar at high voltage moves mountains. You don't win by slicing hours thinner. You win by raising the wattage you bring to the hour in front of you. Under the hood, 3 systems do most of the practical work. Dopamine handles initiation and pursuit. It is the get up and go that locks onto a near-term, concrete target and signals that movement will be rewarded. Noradrenaline handles alerting. It turns up vigilance when the stakes are present and the signal is unambiguous, helping you notice what matters now rather than everything that merely shouts for attention. Acetylcholine handles focus. It narrows your window so you can stabilize on the very next step and quiet irrelevant noise while you keep the thread. When these align around a specific, immediately meaningful action, momentum appears because the brain can see, start, and sustain. When they scatter, friction shows up as hesitation, tab surfing, and false starts. 3 everyday drains cause most of the scattering. Frequent context switching forces you to reconfigure posture and tools, which spikes alerting without providing a stable channel for focus. Fuzzy next actions starve initiation because work on the report has no bite point, while draft the first 3 subheads does. Delayed or abstract rewards weaken reinforcement, so your system discounts the effort and withholds fuel. Energy follows clarity, proximity, and continuity. Remove those, and you are left pressing the gas with the car in neutral. You've probably heard the line, "If I just had more time, I would finally focus." The order is backward. When you make the very next move explicit and close at hand, you generate focus first, and your sense of available time expands because you stop paying switching costs. Another story says, real discipline is pushing hard for hours. Long grinds often degrade signal quality. Attention phrase, errors multiply, and you spend tomorrow fixing today. Short, high-signal bouts produce cleaner work and leave enough voltage for the next block. A third belief claims that motivation must come first. In practice, small motion creates motivation. The brain detects progress and releases dopamine to reinforce the loop. You don't wait to feel ready. You make starting small enough that readiness appears after the first keystrokes. If you want evidence, you can apply the same hour. 2 findings translate cleanly into daily practice. Interruption research shows that switching tasks imposes re-entry costs. After distraction, people need roughly 23 minutes on average to regain prior depth, and error rates rise during the ramp. The cost is not only lost minutes, it is fragmentation of energy into pieces that never quite reassemble during the day. Implementation research shows that converting vague intentions into precise if-then plans raises follow-through because it removes ambiguity at the decision point. When a ready queue meets a pre-decided action, if it's 9, then I open the draft and write the first sentence about our customer's problem. Initiation accelerates without a heavy willpower draw. Neither of these findings asks you to become a different person. They ask you to change how you configure the next block so dopamine has a target, noradrenaline has a reason, and acetylcholine has a channel. 2 practical levers turn the model into momentum you can feel today. The first is lowering start friction. Most people try to be stronger at the doorway to work. The smarter move is to shorten and brighten the doorway. Shrink the very first action until you can complete it in under 2 minutes and make it physically obvious. Open the exact document to the precise line where you will type. Place the one reference you need to the left and the second to the right. Write a single sentence that states the next micro decision you will make when the timer starts. The goal is ignition, not progress. Once the engine turns over, you can lengthen the runway. Because initiation is dopamine sensitive, proof of movement is often enough fuel to carry you into the deeper part of the block. The second lever is context bundling. Instead of scattering similar tasks across the day, you group work that uses the same posture, the same tools, and the same window arrangement. Then you run them back to back. Answer messages in one defined slot rather than peppering replies between deeper work. Batch reading and annotation, together with the same headset and the same screen layout. You are engineering continuity, so the chemical profile does not have to reset every quarter hour, and you stop paying the silent tax of reconfiguration. Now turn this into something you can run immediately. Set up a single 20-minute sequence with a clear start, a defined finish, and a visible reward. Pick one task with a concrete deliverable you can finish or materially advance. Draft the opening paragraph of a proposal, reconcile the first 10 lines of a sheet, or outline 3 subheads for a report. Before you start the timer, write one sentence that specifies the first keystrokes you will make, then remove every unrelated window from view and put your phone out of reach. Begin and commit to no switching at all. Not to messages, not to tabs, not to tiny rearrangements that pretend to be preparation. If an urge to check appears, name it once in your head and return to the next sentence without commentary. At minute 19, write a hard stop line that marks what is done and name the very next step for the future. That gives tomorrow's initiation a pre-attached hook. When the timer ends, make completion visible by ticking a tiny log or dropping the output into a Done Today folder so your eyes see the object of effort. Then take a 2-minute off-screen break and give yourself a small physical reward, a stretch by the window, a sip of cold water, a short walk to the door and back. The pairing of visible completion and a tangible reward teaches your nervous system. This loop ends and it ends well, which makes re-entry easier next time. Notice what that single sequence quietly fixes. By making the first move explicit, you eliminate ambiguity and hand dopamine a precise target. By keeping the window no switch and time boxed, you avoid context fragmentation, so noradrenaline stays within a productive band, rather than spiking with every glance at a different task. By keeping attention on one channel for the whole window, you stabilize acetylcholine and generate the immersion most people casually call focus. Run the loop once and it feels modest. Run it 3 times in a day, and you will feel the voltage rise. Run it across a week, and you will discover that the same hours you already own now produce work that looks like it took longer. You might say, my work is collaborative and unpredictable. I can't block interruptions. The energy logic still applies. Separate true responsiveness from reflexive checking. Create 1 or 2 short windows where you are intentionally and completely available, and treat the rest of the day as stretches for deep contribution or recovery. Signal this pattern once to your team so expectations adjust. Then honor it yourself. Real emergencies will still find you. Most urgencies are artifacts of unbundled contexts, not genuine alarms. You might also say, I'm tired, I need more willpower. Tiredness is a prompt to lower the load per attempt, not a command to quit. On low energy days, shrink the first action again and shorten the window to 10 or 12 minutes. Keep the structure the same. Explicit next step. No switching, visible completion. Tiny reward. You will bank a smaller win and avoid the I failed again story that taxes tomorrow. The system respects seasons. It insists only that even on off days, you close one clean loop, so your identity does not slide. When energy rises, time behaves. You don't need a new calendar, a miracle morning, or a punishing routine. You need fewer openings for leakage, a clearer first move, tighter containers for attention, and a reward signal that makes the game worth playing. Start with one 20-minute sequence today on a task that has been sitting in the middle of your mind. Prepare the field, write the first sentence, run the timer, mark the finish, and take the small reward. If you get interrupted, reset the same window later and finish the loop, so the chemistry learns completion. If you finish early, stop anyway, so you end on signal, not on exhaustion. You are training voltage, not serving a clock. If this helped, run the protocol once now and once tomorrow. Then tell me what changed. If you want more deep work scripts like this, you can subscribe so the next one finds you, or quietly share this with the person who keeps saying they just need more time. They don't. They need their energy back.